What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? Welcome into the Chiefs Report by Chat Sports. I'm Harrison Graham. We got a busy show here on a Wednesday, so stick with us here. Some injury stuff. Plus, could the Chiefs trade for a big-name receiver this offseason? All that and more coming up. But let's start with a positive injury development. Mecole Hardman is back. He has been activated from injured reserve. The Chiefs waived offensive lineman Jaron Christian in a corresponding move, but Hardman is back in the fold as he returns to the 53-man roster, and it's been a while since he actually has played. And my initial thought on this is Mecole Hardman plus Kadarius Toney, speed, baby, let's go. Add more dynamic weapons to this offense. You can't ever have enough speed, and you got two players that can be used in a variety of ways. That's definitely a very, very good thing. So you kind of look at where the wide receiver position sits right now. Juju Smith-Schuster, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, Mecole Hardman, Kadarius Toney, Skyy Moore, and Justin Watson. So you feel good about the group you have. You don't necessarily have that true Tyreek Hill number one, like we've said, but this group with Travis Kelce, more than enough weapons to get it done in the month of January. Who's excited to have Mecole Hardman back? I know I am. I thought he was going to get back a couple weeks ago, but looks like he could be back this week. Not a guarantee he'll play in Week 18, but this is definitely a signal that he should be good to go for the playoffs. Type me if you're excited to have number 17 back. Now, when you look at his season, obviously, wasn't putting up crazy numbers, but he's only played in 8 games this year. 25 catches, almost 300 yards, 4 touchdowns. He also had 2 rushing touchdowns on a couple of jet sweeps. So, again, he can be a guy that is used in a variety of ways. He brings creativity to this offense, just like Kadarius Toney does. You have multiple guys that can do different things, and when you have 2 sub-4-4 guys who can line up in the backfield, come on jet sweeps, go in motion, do different things, that makes it very, very difficult for opposing defenses. So I'm excited to have Mecole Hardman back. I think you guys should be as well. Very curious to see how he plays when he does return and how big of a role he actually ends up having. Today's show is sponsored by Fume. Be smart, don't start. Be sure to kick the habit and put it out before it puts you out. Fume is a natural diffusive device that uses plants and behavioral science to help you trade out your negative habit for a positive one. Fume is not a vape. It's a non-electronic device that is designed to transform your negative habits. Instead of pods filled with potentially harmful chemicals like a vape, Fume uses cores infused with plants like peppermint and cinnamon for delicious natural flavors. Fume's new version 2 model is a snappy and tactile. With an adjustable airflow dial and a magnetic end cap, your fingers will always have something to do. It's Fume's goal to make switching easy and even enjoyable. They have thousands of 5-star reviews from people just like you who have successfully switched when other solutions just did not work. Head to tryfume.com/chatsports and use code chatsports to save 10% off when you get the Journey Pack today. The Journey Pack comes with 3 unique flavors and the new version 2 Fume to help kickstart your positive habits. We got the product right here, very easy to hold, very easy to use. You see the young man right there using it on your screen right there. So one more time to get going today, 10% off. That's tryfume.com, tryfum.com/chatsports and use code chatsports to save an additional 10% off your order today. Get going with Fume. That link in the description and the comments of this video. Let's get to some injury updates here for the Kansas City Chiefs, as 4 players were listed as limited participants on Wednesday, including Mecole Hardman, by the way. That's why I said not necessarily he's going to come back and play this week against the Raiders. Short week, game on Saturday. He's still recovering from that pelvis injury. Skyy Moore dealing with a hand injury, Joe Thuney an ankle, and L'Jarius Sneed a hip. I do want to focus a little bit more on L'Jarius Sneed in particular. I would rest him on Saturday. I think he's too important of a piece on this defense where if he's 80-85%, give him the week off. Because it might turn into 2 weeks off because the Chiefs have a chance to get the number 1 seed depending on what's going to happen with the scheduling and all that. We're going to get to that here in a little bit. But L'Jarius Sneed on the year has been probably your most reliable defensive back. Over 100 tackles, 11 pass breakups, 3 picks, 3 forced fumbles. I mean, he's one of your best turnover generators on this defense. So unless, by Saturday he's 95, 100%, I would rather rest him, give him the week off. And, if him resting is the reason you lose to the Raiders, so be it. If you feel if you can't beat this team, a defeated team like Las Vegas, without L'Jarius Sneed, then you got bigger problems, in my opinion. Game, of course, this Saturday at 4:30 Eastern in Las Vegas at Allegiant Stadium. Chiefs looking to pick up their 14th win of the year. Now, predict the score in this one. Chiefs, Raiders, who you got, and what is the final score going to end up being? I'll say I don't know. I think it'll probably be close-ish. 31-23, Chiefs. Pull away, win by 8. Let me know what you guys think. Get those score predictions in the comments section. And also hit that subscribe button as we continue to bring you Chiefs coverage every single day. It's youtube.com/ChiefsTV. Latest news, rumors, injury updates, playoff picture coverage. We have it all, and the playoffs are almost here. We'll be covering all of that as well. It's youtube.com/ChiefsTV. And our watch parties return this week. Will be live this Saturday. Let's talk about DeAndre Hopkins. Could he be a trade target for Kansas City? Rumors are emerging that Hopkins might be done in Arizona after this season. Brad Spielberger had this note, kind of a cap expert for PFF. He says 2 years, $34.365 million remaining on his extension, though he may want another new contract if he is moved. Makes sense for Arizona, even though he's their whole offense. 2023 is a throwaway year with Kyler's injury. Then D-Hop will be 32 in 2024. Get what you can for him. So he's basically backing the idea of trading Hopkins if you are Arizona. He is going to be 31 next season. He's still very good. Now, 2021 only played in 10 games. This year he's only played in 9 after he had that suspension, but very productive, still a number 1 receiver, there's no doubt. I'd probably trade a second-round pick for him. I don't know if I'd trade a first. He is going to be 31, has had, some nicks and bruises the past couple of years. This will be his second straight year without a 1,000-yard season for, a variety of reasons. Obviously, if he didn't have that suspension, he would have had a 1,000-yard season, but it is what it is. You look at this group once again heading forward. MVS under contract, Kadarius Toney, Skyy Moore, but Juju impending free agent, so is Mecole Hardman, a couple of guys the Chiefs have to make decisions on. So, trading for a guy like DeAndre Hopkins could be on the table depending on what happens, and he would certainly be a lot of fun to pair with Travis Kelce in this offense. What do you guys think? Should the Chiefs trade for DeAndre Hopkins? Type T for trade, type P for pass. Let us know in the comment section below. Certainly open to the idea of doing this. Don't think I'd give up a first-round pick, but who knows? Maybe I'd consider changing my mind. T for trade or P for pass. Now let's talk about the NFL, the scheduling, and we'll get to a Damar Hamlin update as well. The Bills safety who remains in the hospital in Cincinnati. More on that in a second. The NFL did finalize the Week 18 schedule today. Sounds like Week 18 is a go, barring a last-minute change here. Now, obviously, you look at the playoff picture, and it's unclear, right? Because the NFL has not yet announced if Bills-Bengals will resume. And if it does not, I don't know what happens. Does that game count as a tie? Do they only have 16 games compared to 17? I mean, look, I don't think the Chiefs want to back into the number 1 seed because that game doesn't get played. That doesn't feel right, but it's out of their control. I mean, I think it's going to be up to the league and those two teams if that game gets played. If those two teams come together and say, hey, we want to resume that game and finish it, then I think what's going to happen is that game will be next weekend when Wild Card Weekend would be, and then everything gets pushed back because you have that extra week between Conference Championship Week and the Super Bowl, just no extra week off between those two games, and you're good to go. That you got that built-in week that helps you. You can make that happen. So that would be my guess. If that game does happen, it would take place next weekend. I don't think you're going to ask Buffalo and Cincinnati to play this Sunday, then on Wednesday, and then potentially a playoff game Sunday or Monday. I don't think that's reasonable at all. So if that game gets played, I think you have to move back the playoffs a week. Now, I do want to get back to Damar Hamlin because he should remain the priority here, him and his health. Bills tweeted this out a few hours ago saying Damar remains in the ICU in critical condition with signs of improvement noted yesterday and overnight. He is expected to remain in the intensive care as his health care team continues to monitor and treat him. So, number one, sounds like it's trending in the right direction, which is very good news. I think there was another report last night that, he went from needing 100% ventilation help to 50%, so that's trending in the right direction as well. Patrick Mahomes had a comment on this situation because obviously players around the league are, concerned because they strap it up and lace it up, and we're all entertained and take it for granted, and things can happen. It's obviously this is probably a freak deal, but it's a violent game, and Mahomes, just a simple message, right? At the end of the day, we're people, not just players. Obviously, it's their job to entertain, but their well-being should be important, right? Like we should take that into account more than we probably do. Again, when it factors in the playoff, the seeding, all that stuff, that's secondary right now. Hamlin's health is the priority. His hopeful recovery should take front and center. Obviously, football is going to go on. They're going to play games. I'm not saying shut down the league or anything like that, but I think the seeding stuff is, what'll be is what'll be. And when we find out more, we will pass that along to you. Our thoughts remain with Hamlin and his family, the Bills organization, as they go through this crisis, and hopefully the uptick continues for him and his health. All right, I'm Harrison Graham. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys very soon here on the Chiefs Report.